as always. I wanted to go live to just hang out a little bit, talk a little bit about some questions that are coming in from our clients, questions that I'm asking myself, just to hang out with our business and non-business community. Yeah, just talk about some of the business related things that we're advising our clients to do and sort of what's going on. Yeah, to be helpful and to just keep that conversation open. Obviously, right now, every day is different, and we're experiencing different updates and news, and things are changing really rapidly. And so, we're adopting sort of a go with the flow kind of mentality. And one thing that has really been helpful to me and our entire client community, including our powerhouse clients, our brand of passions clients, Scale Academy, all of our programs, is this idea of coming together collectively and just having conversations, around how to react to certain things, messaging, programs, everything really. And so I think talking is really helpful and, helps us be creative and create solutions rather than freezing up and not knowing what to do. So if you're watching me right now, I see some people are joining in. Hi. Hop below in the comments. Let me know who's watching so I can acknowledge you, and then definitely chime in today and ask me questions. If there's anything I can answer for you, I would love to do a little bit of Q&A today, and also have some topics that I can bring to you based on the questions that clients have been asking us. So I have some, I don't know, call them tips, strategies, different perspectives, things that I can give you today that we can talk about, and maybe some of them will be helpful to you and your business or the situation that you're in. That definitely is my hope. So it's all about creating community and exchanging ideas, and keeping the conversation going. So for me, hi Lisa, thank you for joining in. The way I see business owners reacting to this crisis in different ways. What I've chosen to do is sort of adopt this go with the flow kind of approach, where it's hard to really make set decisions right now because there's news coming out every single day with situations changing, and what we can do is changing, and things are being shut down more and more and more over time. So it's hard to make those set decisions. So we have to be flexible. We have to sort of be in the flow and take things as they evolve, right? And I have clients in different industries, so I know that for some of you this is more difficult than others. For example, my online client community is still working, right? We work from home. Nothing has changed with our offices. We don't have to leave our offices. We can sort of do business as usual, more than maybe other people who have to close their business completely. And now they're sort of out of solutions, and that's really tough. But what I wanted to go over today is just a couple of ideas. So the first thing that I can give you is, when you're uncertain in your business, the idea of creativity has been really helpful to me. So instead of saying, oh my God, everything's uncertain, I can't do anything, I like to use this time to think outside the box a lot more. So the cure, so to speak, for uncertainty to me is creativity and innovation, and taking this time to analyze my business, and I'll have my clients analyze their business and completely think outside the box, right? And sometimes we're forced to do that because that's all we can do, thinking completely outside the box and then taking action real fast, right? Sometimes making decisions overnight, being creative, and doing that. And then the other thing I can say is that instead of choosing frustration, I like to choose focus. And overwhelm and frustration and chaos has always been part of growing a business, but I cure that and I counteract that with focus. And so I always like to be organized, and I like to know where to focus in my business, so that I don't just get chaotic and frustrated. I say, okay, I'm going to focus on this piece right here. First, I'll be creative, and I'll focus on it, and I'll get it done. Because when you're in action, when you're moving forward and you're working on something, it'll make you feel productive, you are productive, you are moving forward, and you will get somewhere. So, really keeping busy and keeping occupied as much as possible, I think is really important. So, and definitely keep chiming in here. If there's something that you're doing right now that you find really helpful, let us know. Like, share. Could be anything, could be in business, could be personal. If something is helping you, it could even be sunshine. It doesn't matter, right? If it's helping you, put it below, and let's make this a real good resource. So the first thing I have here on my list, I already mentioned, and that's to really think outside the box for your business, right? So if you're cut off in any way, shape, or form in your company right now, and things aren't working the way they used to, or you have to do things differently, now is the time to think, how can you diversification? To give you some examples, one of my clients is in Europe, and she has built her business on speaking. So she would be speaking at big events, conferences, and do keynotes. And now those events and conferences were canceled. So, the way we diversify her business is by looking at her lead generation. How can we use online channels to get the message out there a lot more? Because the regular way by which she's been, getting leads and getting clients isn't working anymore. So we diversified. And you can diversify a lot of things in your business. You can diversify your client base, service new clients, new industries, new people. You can diversify where you advertise, how you advertise. You can diversify everything, even the services that you're offering. I have another client, she is a spa owner in the Chicago area. And I don't know what the situation is today. When I talked to her, people could still come to her spa, but much fewer people would actually call or show up. So, if you can't do your hands-on work as a spa owner anymore, what can you do? Well, your entire service has to change. So we're talking about how she can use online courses and coaching to still service her clients and make money. So two things you were thinking about. One was offering virtual beauty memberships and virtual beauty consultations for people that have, let's say, acne or rosacea or, anti-aging, and offering people virtual, workshops and webinars. And if people are sitting home now, maybe they would really appreciate and enjoy that. And if they can't go to a spa for the next, 3 months and they have skin concerns, well, consultation and coaching can happen virtually over the phone, over Zoom. So we work on that. And on the business side of things, we're brainstorming how to create coaching programs to teach other people how to do microblading in the future when that's safe again. But right now, there might be business owners, estheticians, people in massage, what have you, who would really like to do microblading. So my client can teach that in a group format online. So we're coming up with completely new offerings, a spa now selling online programs. And so the other thing, and this is a side note, and I'm going back to my points here in a moment, I think that businesses everywhere will realize the power of online, of having their employees work from home and virtual, and not even going back to an office and just cutting that cost completely, but also offering virtual services, courses, coaching, doing things over video conferencing, live streaming, and that kind of thing. So if anything, I think we will see a change in how we do business and how we work from this crisis that we're in. And I think it's going to make things better. So there's definitely opportunity for us to learn it now, use it more, and make the best of it that way, right? Let me see what some of you are saying here. Martina, hi Martina, good to see you. Hi Amy, hi Courtney, awesome. Amy says, I'm taking time to garden and complete my next steps. To contemplate your next steps gardening. Yeah, that's great. You know what I read? I read an article this morning on LinkedIn, and it actually said that many years ago, I think it was 1915, there was, don't quote on the date, I'm not quite sure of, but right now, but there was this big influenza outbreak in Europe. Maybe you can look it up. And what they found was that people who were treated outdoors with fresh air and with sunlight actually recovered much faster, got over the infections much quicker. So if you're in a climate right now where there is sun and you can go outside, that's, I'm sure, a really good thing. And gardening is awesome. Natalia is saying, I'm not afraid because I know this is temporary. Yes. You share free coaching calls specific to concerns related to what should I do now. That's amazing. You know what? Many of our clients are now offering free coaching, just free coaching. And, I think now is really the time to not make everything free, but to give back and to approach our messaging and our marketing from a place of just service. How can we serve people? Make that your number one. And if it leads to new clients now or in the future, in a year, 6 months, whenever, that's great too. So any sort of live streaming you can be doing, workshops, free coaching calls, conversations, I think that's really helpful right now. Yes. Awesome. Martina, you're doing workshops too, Amy. Yeah, a survey. Great idea. If you're not sure what people want from you right now and how you can best help them, do a survey. I think that's amazing. Yep. So a couple other things on my list here. The third one that I think is really, really important right now is your messaging. Okay. Your messaging. Number one, I think you need to message more. Message more, but you have to message the right stuff. So the message to me needs to be tactful, right? And really sort of acknowledge what's happening to all of us. It shouldn't be negative. It shouldn't be, a downer, of course. It should be uplifting. It should be useful. It should be positive, but it needs to sort of come from the right place. And I think the best thing you can do is to just acknowledge the situation that we're in, come from this really supportive, positive angle, and then message even more. And I think then people will see that you're trying to communicate, you're trying to exchange ideas and information and be really helpful, and they will receive it that way too. Now, what's been interesting, and I'll share this openly, is that I send a lot of emails, and we have funnels going left and right. And I went through my funnels to make sure my messaging is tactful and it's okay. But I am also still getting some people emailing me back saying, Carolin, you should not be speaking up right now. You should not be emailing us. You should not be, pitching or asking us to buy anything. And I think that's a result of people being afraid, people not knowing, how to deal with this. It's a result of fear. It's not something where we need to be quiet and close down. And I choose to actually be more verbal if I can, because I want to lead. I want to help. I want to support people, and I want to have those communications and those conversations myself. So, it is possible that if you're more visible than usual right now, that you might come across some people who are acting out of fear and who will disagree with you, and that's okay. As long as you believe in your message and you believe that you have a purpose to help and speak up, you got to go for it. So don't hold back. Then a couple other things, if you're any type of business owner, doesn't matter. You're probably thinking, well, who am I serving right now, and what are these people going through? So I want to encourage you to really look at who else you can serve. In the spirit of creativity and diversification, think about, who am I serving? Who else can I serve differently? You may need to take a complete right or left turn in your business for the next, who knows how long, couple of months, right, or more. And think about this right now. Who else can you serve? And then how do you serve them? This goes back to the idea of new target market, new service, new product, new offering. Okay. You may also want to change the way you sell, your sales process, right? So go from in-person selling to online sales. Maybe you need to update your scripts, how you approach people, how you speak to them. So, if you have a sales team, I think right now it's really important that you sit down, if you haven't already done that, with your sales team, or sit down with yourself and ask, how are my sales conversations going, right? Am I still hitting the right pain points? Am I positioning this the right way to show people why they need my product or service right now? Marketing is all about messaging, and it's all about the right hooks. It's about understanding your client's pain points and goals and bridging that gap. So now is a really good time to assess, does my sales process meet all these requirements right now? And is my sales team equipped, right? And do they know what to say, how to position it, and how to get this across the right way? Caesar, my dog is saying hi. The next one I have for you is to give yourself permission to be grounded and calm. And I think what I wanted to sort of get across with this one is this idea of, let's not freak out. Let's go with the flow. Let's make the best of it. It's okay to be grounded and to be calm. It really is. I actually had a client tell me today that she felt a little guilty about feeling good right now. And it sounds kind of weird, but she said, I'm able to get myself into a space where I'm still grateful for what I have. And I'm still looking at the positives, but I see other people really freaking out. And that makes me feel weird. And I don't think you should feel weird about that. Your number one thing right now is to be calm, to be grounded, to be grateful for even the little things that you have, being in your cozy home and being comfortable with your family, and being grateful for all the great efforts that are happening out there, because you always have a choice, right? The people who are angry have a choice to be angry. The people who are hopeful have a choice to be hopeful. The people who are really positive have a choice to be positive. So we always choose how we feel. Hi, Patrick. Thanks for joining on YouTube. Martina says there are some people who may be feeling it's not okay, yet there are some people who need to hear our message more than ever. Exactly. So there are people who need to hear us more than ever right now. And if you believe, especially if you're in coaching, like I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I believe that my purpose is to help people. How can I help anybody if I'm quiet? I cannot, right? So we definitely need to share and speak up and run business as usual as much as possible, and for as long as we can. Hi, Brigitte. Good to see you there. Awesome. Let's see, what else do we have? The next one is, so finances has been an interesting topic, right? And I'm talking about your own finances and where you put your money. There is advertising. Should we still advertise? Should we not? Should we spend more, less? Should we invest in our business? Should we invest in things or not? And then there's pricing. Should we change our prices? Right? So there's a lot of questions. Let me know below in the comments what specific things you're thinking about when it comes to pricing and finances and money. And I've seen two extremes right now. So if you're wondering if people are still buying your service, this is what I am seeing. Maybe you're seeing something else. But I see people not so much in the middle anymore at all. Whereas in the past, they were contemplating, should I buy right now? Should I buy later? I don't know. There were many more people in the middle. Right now, they're either strongly for investing or strongly against investing. There's one or the other. And I think that's because of the situation we're in. It brings out our natural tendencies of how we react in stress, right? Some people go into hoarding and covering and like holding on and being conservative. Other people say, I'm going to go run and fight this down and beat it to the ground, and then nothing's going to stop me. So we're much more polarized, left or right. So your conversations, if you have any sales conversations, will either be with people who say, I'm not spending money at all right now, I'm just not, or I'm ready to buy right now because I need this immediately. I need it now more than ever. Okay, so that's at least what I'm seeing in our business here. And payment plans, Martina. Yes, thank you. So I think now, generally, I'm not interested in lowering my prices or offering extreme payment plans or giving discounts. I don't do that kind of thing, but I think right now there definitely is a need. I mean, the reality is that people are being laid off. Businesses have to completely shut down. People are literally being cut off from a lot of financial support and making money. So, if ever, I think now is the right time for us to consider giving some discounts. How much is up to you? Don't go extreme. If anything, don't make any extreme moves right now. I think that's not healthy for anybody, for you or for the people out there. But give people a break. Maybe it's 20% off. Maybe it's a payment plan that's a bit longer, with lower payments so they can stretch it out a little bit more. I think that definitely is called for right now. And I think that's something that we should all consider. Yes. One thing I'm considering, and I'm doing it. I have decided. I'm just implementing the tech behind the scenes right now. Is I want to give people access to my program to Brand Your Passions for free for 4 weeks. So starting next week, we're implementing the tech behind the scenes. I want to be able to say, if you're home right now, or if you're considering maybe making money in a different way, using your expertise, if you ever thought about coaching, if you ever thought about having a course, ever, and you're not sure, or maybe now, you really want to do that, here's access to Brand Your Passions. I'm going to give it to you for 4 weeks. I'm not going to ask for any money at all. If after 4 weeks you want to be in the program and you want to continue, then we can talk about, making a payment. And I think I'll be able to accomplish 2 things. One, I'll be able to give people support, resources, training, something that gets them away from Netflix, something that gets their mind off of crazy stuff out there, and on something that's really valuable. And that really is the number one thing. And I think right now the other idea maybe is that there are a lot of people who are considering and questioning their careers, questioning their businesses, and they're really open to maybe doing something else. And coaching is such a beautiful, beautiful tool that so many people can get into, without a big hurdle. No certifications needed, although they're useful. And so it's a beautiful field to take advantage of as a full-time gig, as a part-time thing, whatever you want to do. So anyway, just an example of what I'm doing in my own world. Hi, Amanda. How are you? I've been thinking about you and our events. I have tried, so with Fascination Live, quick side note, I've tried to do the event until the last minute, really. And I thought, you know what? Nothing's going to stop me. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I want to really do my event and bring my people together. But then, of course, we had to cancel it. And I know a lot of people, Amanda too, is hosting events. And that's tough when you have to cancel big events like that. But you know what? Safety is important, right? Yeah. Okay. So what else? Finances. We talked about investing. We talked about how people are sort of behaving right now. Our own finances. Oh, Facebook ads. So let's talk about that. So what I'm seeing is that Facebook ads are definitely still being used. YouTube ads as well. Any kind of online ad, right? I don't necessarily see prices go up at all. But I see a lot of people not advertising anymore. So if you ask me, if I had to take a guess, right, and this is, nobody knows really all of Facebook except Facebook itself, I would guess that there is a lot more space for ads happening right now, more collateral available, because many people are shutting off their ads because they can't sell anymore. They're afraid. They want to sort of wait and see. So if you are someone who is interested in running ads, I think now is actually a good time, if your messaging makes sense. So I would most definitely recommend that in your ad copy, you talk about things that are happening in the world and say, listen, we are in some really uncertain times right now. Things are changing every single day. I know that people are worried. I know people are looking for solutions, right? So acknowledge, just be real, acknowledge what's happening, and then talk about how you're a solution provider, the service you offer, the workshop you're doing, the videos, whatever it is that you're advertising. So just acknowledge it, give people a solution, and invite them to whatever you want to invite them to. I think ads like that are really appreciated right now, and they make sense. They make sense in the news feed. What doesn't make so much sense is ads that are completely blind to what's happening. So when I'm scrolling through my phone right now and I see, things related to what people are doing and their families and their kids, and most of the stuff I'm seeing is actually pretty positive. And then there's this ad in my newsfeed that's just about, buy this thing right now, or something that's obviously just salesy. That makes me feel sort of yuck. Oh, I don't want to see it. That's yuck stuff, and you don't want to do that. So just be real. Realness is always the best way to go. So just be real and acknowledge what's happening and how that relates to what you're offering. And I think with that, you can really do people, you can be of real service, right? And be effective too, and run a campaign that works really well. Yeah, so you moved it to live stream, Amanda. That's smart. Yes. I was thinking about doing live streaming, but then, we yeah, we had the hotel and everything, and it was a little difficult. So we have ours postponed, but at one of our powerhouse retreats. So we were going to go to Mexico in April 2nd and 3rd, and we're doing that one virtual. So all of our powerhouse clients will come together on Zoom April 2nd and 3rd, and we will still deliver the same content. We'll do the same hot seats from our homes, and everybody really appreciated that. Yes. How did it go? Did it go okay? I hope it went okay for you. And I'm sure everybody appreciates that right now. We do what we can, and live streaming is not the same as a live event, but you're still being with the people. You're still, out there sharing your message. Yeah. All right, so that was the finance piece of what's next. So the next one I have here for you is to take a long-term view approach. And that has always really helped me keep a straight head or keep focused in business. A lot of times when you focus on just the next 2 weeks or this month, I have to make the money this month, or I have to get the clients this month, and what happens if my ads don't work this month? It's very stressful, and there may not be a lot you can do this month or this week, right? However, if you're looking at this quarter, let's see if I can make the money in this quarter or in this, 6 months from now. It gives you more flex. It gives you more, freedom to go up and down, to, not make the money for a while and then make the money and then not. It just creates a lot more ease and a lot more space. And really, when you think about it, you want your business to accomplish certain things within a year. I know there's expenses and you got to pay your bills on a monthly basis and there's all that stuff. But if you're managing a cash flow okay, you have some reserves, you can float a little bit, then you can also adopt a more long-term approach and take some of the pressure off of you. Exactly. And not focus on what's happening tomorrow, but say, let me just see what's going to happen in the next 30 days, right? Awesome. Nice work, Amanda. Wonderful. Live streaming is working. That's great. Let's see, next. Self-care. I always feel kind of weird talking about self-care because to me it's second nature. I just do it. But I guess it's worth saying that right now self-care is probably more important than ever. I'm sure you guys have seen videos of people doing, home workouts, and there was this video going around with this personal trainer in Spain, I think. He was doing his exercising on the rooftop, and the people around him on the balconies were doing it. That's awesome. So self-care, right? So for me, I don't know if you're interested in that, but what I do is I have a bike. I have a home gym. So at home, I have a bike. I spin almost every morning, spinning 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's a Peloton. Love it. You can actually get the Peloton app for free. So I don't think you need, or with a small subscription. So even if you don't have the Peloton spin bike, maybe you have a different bike or no bike, Peloton has online classes for even running. There's a treadmill workout or workouts. There is yoga. There are weights. There's all kinds of stuff now. So whatever you like. And then I go in a sauna. We have a sauna in the basement. I'm in there for about 20 minutes. And that's when I put my headphones on. And I have an amazing new app. And I'll get back to business in a second here. Don't worry. But the app is called Synctuition. It's Synctuition. I don't know if I spelled this right, but Synctuition. It's this gold S. And it's 20-minute meditation sessions. And when you put it on your headphones, it's almost like 3D sound. So you hear birds up here and you hear water down there. And, you know, people, there's this lady talking to you, beautiful voice. And I just lay there and I sweat, detox, right? And it's just amazing. It's so amazing. So if you have a sauna, that's great. If you don't have a sauna, meditation, there really is something to it. I kid you not, when I meditate every day and I just give my mind a break, and my mind's not really thinking anything, and I just, hear the noise, the birds chirping, it gives me peace during the day. It slows me down. It takes away anxiety. It just makes me feel so much better. It's so, if you're not meditating already, please do it now. And then food. So, what have we done with food? So, I went shopping this morning, and I was actually kind of nervous shopping for the first time, I have to tell you. And it's really safe, right? So what they've done is they put marks on the ground that show you how far away you need to be from the checkout. So only one person can be in the checkout area. There's a mark, there's a red tape on the floor, and then they disinfect and clean everything after someone leaves, and then the next person can come on. But still, there was no meat. There was hardly any frozen vegetables or things. So I just bought what I could, and we have a big freezer in the basement. So right now I'm freezing a lot, just freezing a lot of food. Take it out one by one, whatever I need. I defrost it. I'm freezing lemons. I'm freezing bread. I'm freezing meat. I'm freezing everything. Because with fresh, I mean, fresh is great, but it goes bad in a couple of days and then you just have to go back, right? So, good food, lots of water. And then also with self care, that leads me to my next one, is to reduce the noise, right? Reducing the noise. And for me, if I watched TV all day, or if I went on Facebook all day, I would lose it too. What's going to happen next? And how many cases do we have now? And looking at, the websites and all of that. So I think it's important to really reduce the noise. And a friend of mine, Alex Jarfin, told me this a couple of years ago. He said, Carolyn, reduce the noise. And I didn't really know what that meant back then, but of course he explained it to me. And what it means is reduce things in your life that don't really serve you all the time. So things you don't have to hear, people you don't have to deal with, problems you don't have to have. So I would say right now it's important for us to be informed, but you don't have to be in TV all day. Watch it in the morning, watch it at night, and that's all you need. Except if you have to, but I would say it's really smart to maybe minimize that as much as possible. Not to ignore it, but to protect your mind. It's self-care for your emotions, right? Self-care for your emotions. Yeah. Keep posting your comments below. I know there's people watching on YouTube, people watching on Facebook. So if there's anything that you're seeing or that you're finding helpful, ideas you have in your business, questions you have for me, post them below. I can see everything. So let's make this a conversation here. Yeah. So let's see, what do I have next for you on my sheet here? So marketing, I think we already talked lots about marketing and lead generation. Now is the time to think about new ways for us to get the message out there and to generate leads. We talked about pricing, programs, and services. Leadership. Okay, I wrote down rise to leadership now. And I think that's really important in all different ways. So what does that mean to you? You can live stream. You can, write more blog posts, send more newsletters, and just speak up, create videos, really lead in an uplifting, supportive way. I think that's really, really important right now. And then along with that goes this idea of high touch. I think what we need to do right now is be a lot more high touch versus mass approach. So, anything you can do to reach out to your teams. Ask your teams how they're doing. If you have employees, talk to them. what's going on with you right now? How are you feeling? What can I do for you? Thank you notes to clients, emailing clients, having group calls with clients where you bring them together. Anything that touches people, so that we're not feeling as isolated, is really important right now. So reach out to your friends, your families, your clients, your co-workers, your colleagues, your mentors, everybody. Yesterday I made a list of who have I not talked to in a while. So I emailed a bunch of people. I messaged them. I said, how is it going? How are you doing? Especially the people who are event based. I have a good friend and I haven't heard from him. So hopefully he emails me back soon, but he runs a business in Canada. And his entire business is based on running events, big events. So he has small events, but also big events where he brings potential clients in, and that's where they buy his program. So I'm just wondering, I know he's being creative right now. I know he's diversifying right now. I know he's thinking lead generation, offering services. What are we doing now? How can we, move everything? Maybe it's live streaming, like Amanda said. Maybe he's choosing to move his business to just online live streaming completely. It's possible. Like I said, I have not heard from him, but hopefully I will soon. What else? Turn down the noise. We got that. And yeah, I mean, it's about the team. So I have here, support your team if you have one, definitely. And follow up with clients. And I guess that goes back to just communicating and touching people, showing that you care for them. It's also going to make you feel good, not just them. It will make you feel good knowing that you're doing something to be helpful to people. So Peggy says, I'd suggest news during the day. AM, PM are sensitive times for the subconscious. Yeah. So Peggy, are you saying that we should stay away from news in the morning and at night? Maybe. So maybe check in during lunch when your brains are already, working and it's warmed up. Maybe our brains need, warming up time. So interesting. Awesome. Let's see what else. I'm finding that many people, not at their home, they're walking their dogs. And my dog is not happy about that. I think that's all I have. So I wanted to, like I said, just go live and have a kind of conversation with you and just see, what's everybody experiencing? What are you feeling? Clients are asking me questions. I'm asking other people questions. How is everything going? And it's important that we keep the conversation going, that, we exchange and see where everything goes. Peggy says, set your mind yourself in AM and PM. Set your mind. Oh, so I think what you're saying is that, in the morning and at night is when we should be protecting our mindset and maybe do something nourishing. So in the morning, maybe it's best for you to just meditate and read a book. At night, maybe shut it off too before you go to bed, and then consume whatever information you need to be consuming during the day. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. Other than that, what else can I offer you? Well, there's one more thing that we have available now, which might be interesting to you right now, and that's a scorecard. So about 2 months or so ago, a bit long before all of this even really started, we built a new scorecard. It's essentially based on the 6 pillars of growth in your business. So I have a scale method that I use with my clients. It's based on 6 key areas in your business. And we have now launched it. And I think it's even more applicable now because if anything, we need focus, right? We need focus in our business. Where are our weaknesses? Where are our blind spots? As well as what opportunities and strengths do we actually have? And what should we be working on right now? So if you want to check it out, it's at businessgrowthscorecard.com, businessgrowthscorecard.com. Completely free. It's a test. It takes about 10 minutes or so. There are about 35 questions, and the test will score you on those 6 areas and your happiness score. And then it's going to give you a report. It's a really, really great tool. It's actually I think it's almost 30 pages long. So it gives you a complete score. And it gives you a score in all these different areas, the 6 areas, and then it will tell you what you can do to make things better. So immediate recommendations for each area. So check that out. Other than that, that's all I got. Yes. All right. Well, as always, I hope this served you. I hope I was able to bring maybe some new ideas, some creativity to you, maybe some solutions, maybe, something you haven't thought about before that really applies to what we're looking at and dealing with right now. Always a joy to hang out with you. I really appreciate your time. I know you're all busy, so whenever you come live, I really appreciate that. Do not ever take it for granted. What else? One last thing, I want to encourage you to speak up. I want to encourage you to reach out, see how you can help people, see how you can be a leader in your niche, in your field right now. No need to be quiet. People want to hear from you. They want your expertise and your support and your love as well. So with that, I'll let you go. Have a beautiful Friday, nice weekend, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.